Hey, what's up? Billy here. I'm here with my friend Dan Wilson.
What's up?
Tell them how they can find you online, Dan.
Uh, well, you can find me on Instagram at some paper clips. Am I close enough to the mic?
Yeah, choke up on it.
All right.
There you go. We need some more comfortable chairs.
Yeah, it's some paper clips on Instagram, some paper clips on Twitter. I'm on Mastodon. Nobody else is on Mastodon, so I don't expect you to find me there.
And Dan is the drummer for Like Mike and also Fairshake, two Marietta-based bands. I am also in Like Mike.
These are true facts.
What shows you got coming up?
Well, I think the next one is the Like Mike show. That's April 18th. And that's at Connect Live. And then the next one I think that I have is after that is April 26th in Chattanooga at the Spot, and that's with Fairshake.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what's new, man?
Well, I'm in Like Mike. Not much going on right there, you know. We're just sitting on some tracks.
Sitting on some hot tracks.
Yes, they're honestly some of the I don't know, my favorite things that we've ever done.
But outside of the band, you do a lot of activism type stuff.
I guess you could call it activism. I feel more comfortable calling it organizing because I've never been to like a protest in my life, so I don't feel like I don't know. I feel like maybe that's a disqualifier for an activist, but yeah, I do some organizing stuff. I organize with a group called Buy Plus Georgia, and yeah, we're an organization that's trying to build up and empower the Buy Plus community in Georgia, and through education, advocacy, and visibility. So that's that.
How'd you get started doing that?
I got invited to begin with, I created a secret Facebook group for
secret.
Yes. Which is actually like a Facebook terminology. So secret means you can only be invited to it by members of the group, and if you're not invited to it, you can't even find it on Facebook.
You gotta prove that you're bisexual to join it.
No. I mean, that's kind of one of the built-in kind of things of that is if you're a member of the group, I don't know, you are probably already bisexual, so if you're inviting somebody, you're probably inviting someone who's also bisexual. But yeah, so I started doing that, and then from that, some people found out about me and that group, and they invited me to a meeting in Atlanta where we were trying to put together an event for Bi Visibility Day, and we did that, and then we just kept meeting and kept putting on events and doing stuff.
Do you have any events coming up?
Yeah. So we've got April 16th at Mary's. That's a queer bar in Atlanta, and that's we're doing karaoke. It's Bi Plus karaoke takeover.
You can only sing songs written by bi people?
No. And yeah, and it's not even like a private event or anything. So I think that Tuesdays are when Mary's does their karaoke, and we're just gonna show up and be there.
I'm just joking. I can't. Oh, I guess you got the whole Queen collection. I don't know who
personally or
who are some famous bisexual musicians.
So yeah, you definitely got Freddie Mercury, and contrary to popular belief, he was definitely bisexual.
He said it in the movie.
He did, but
The movie wasn't all true,
right? Well, and that's straight from like interviews with, I don't know, like his ex fiance or whatever, like that's literally what she said happened, and they put it in the movie. But a lot of people still think he's just gay. But or he was, but yeah.
Is that a problem that a lot of queer people have when they try to explain their...
Absolutely. Yeah, especially bisexual people, especially bisexual men. Like, nobody ever believes that we're actually bisexual. They just think we're gay.
So what does bisexual mean?
So there's two main definitions that are used by any reputable bi organization since the 90s. There's attraction to two or more genders, or my favorite definition, which is attraction to genders like my own and unlike my own.
Right on. I'm not an expert on any of this.
Neither am I. Yeah, I didn't even. So I've kind of been leading this group, and I didn't even really mean to. I just have time and energy to. And I always feel like, huh?
How you got time? You play in 2 bands?
I don't know.
And you have a full-time job?
Yeah. It's a lot, and now I don't really have a whole lot of time to myself now that I do the 2 bands, the job, and the organizing stuff. But
you got like 10 cats and dogs.
Yeah, I have a zoo at home. I have 4 cats, 2 dogs, and a turtle.
You have a turtle?
I do.
That's
it's a red-eared slider, and she is 26 years old.
The turtle's 26?
Yep.
Man, I didn't know turtles lived that long.
Yeah, red-eared sliders, if you take care of them, they live up to like 60.
That's a commitment, man.
Yeah.
What if the turtle's like a dick?
I mean, she basically thinks everything is food.
You know what I'm saying? What if you don't get along with it? You got it for 60 years now?
You can't really play with the turtle because the turtle will just bite you.
Some point he's going to have to get a job. Well, it sounds like your turtle's a dick, man.
Yeah, she's I mean, she's fine as long as she's in her aquarium thing.
26, doesn't have a job, doesn't pay rent.
Yeah, we got to buy her food.
Something's wrong with that turtle.
Yeah, she needs to start paying rent.
I can barely handle having 1 cat. Poops too much, man. Your house must be full of poop.
God.
That thing got poop coming out the windows.
No, I mean, yeah, the litter box is an issue.
My cat
I'll just say that.
My cat can't poop inside the litter box. For some reason, she likes to dig all the way up to the side of the litter box and then poop directly outside of it.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, that's what my cats do. So I have 2 actual litter boxes, and then they make they get litter from the litter boxes and put it in the floor and then poop on it. So they have like their own 3rd litter box that they created.
Got like a system going.
Yeah, which makes me think I really just need to get 3 litter boxes, but you know. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know. What's the solution, man?
I don't know. We've talked about getting like automatic cleaners or whatever, but like you still gotta clean that out like every day. So like, what's the point?
I feel bad when there's too much poop in there, but I'm like, dude, you're pooping so fast I can't keep up.
Exactly.
So, what's the high point of organizing?
Honestly, for me, the reason that I do it and the reason that I've kind of had a passion for it is we're creating our own space where there wasn't space before, like for our community. And I've never really had that before. Like people that have been through a lot of the same things that I have and think about things from a perspective like I do. And so that's a lot of the reward, is just being in a room full of people that understand me, you know? Yeah. And that's why I don't know, like I don't have a degree. I've never done this kind of work before. I want this space to continue to exist. So I've continued to try to make sure it exists. So,
I think,
yeah,
having a sense of community is important to people.
Absolutely. And I feel like that's something that we all like try to search for our entire lives. Like that's why like the DIY music scene exists. That's why like punk music and like the scenes that surround it exist. Like that's why I was attracted to it, because it was like a bunch of fucking outcasts and weirdos, and like that's me.
Yeah,
you know,
music is weird. There's no real structure. It just kind of exists.
Yeah,
comedy's like that too.
Yeah,
a lot of the shows are just set up by a comic who wanted to have a show somewhere.
Do you find that a lot of, I know you're supposed to be interviewing me, but I'm going to interview you for a second. Do you find that a lot of comics think the same or come from like similar backgrounds?
Yeah, a lot of them definitely do. But here in Atlanta, there's a lot of diversity in the comedy scene, especially.
That's awesome.
Yeah, you'll find all types of people. Who's playing stuff? Hey, man, we're trying to do a serious show over here.
Come on. Talking about serious things.
Zach is currently watching InfoWars videos. You can't see him right now, but he has a tinfoil hat on his head.
As you know, he always does.
This is a formal podcast. We do things by the book here.
No breaking of the rules.
That's cool, man. So what's up next for Fairshake? You guys got a...
Fairshake is currently writing. We're working with Ben Cato from The Dangerous Summer.
Name drop.
Yep. And yeah, I don't know. So Fairshake has existed for like 10 years, and this is the first time I feel like a lineup has existed where we all kind of write together and we all kind of have a vision for the band. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the other lineups were not, I don't know. It was almost like there was just like a different level of investment in the band, you know? And I feel like we all kind of have the same idea of like what's at stake and what we have in this. And so we're kind of trying to figure out what Fairshake sounds like now with our new lineup, or, you know, relatively new lineup.
Tours?
So we've done two, since I've been in the band at least, we've done 2 acoustic tours. And those have been cool. Those have been fruitful, I guess. We've gained like some online following and gained some connections, some show swapping opportunities with bands and stuff like that. So that's been cool. We haven't done any full band tours yet. We've played a couple of shows out of state full band, but we haven't done any tours full band yet.
So, well, what are you listening to now?
Let me open up my Spotify and tell you.
It's very unprofessional.
I know. Let's see. I've been listening to this band. Have you ever heard of Red City Radio?
No.
They're pretty good. They remind me of like the Menzingers.
Nice.
But a little bit more like southern rock. I don't know. They're pretty cool. And I don't really know much about them. I just started listening to them.
Hopefully they don't have any allegations.
Yeah, that's always a problem. That's always a thing in the back of my mind. I'm
you
like,
gotta check now.
Yeah, gotta check before you hit the play button.
You can't just dig a new band anymore. You
No.
gotta check the Google history.
There was literally a time for a while there where like there was so many allegations going on where like I would I would start listening to a band and be like, wait a minute.
Me too, man.
I gotta look on Twitter.
Like, this band's pretty good. I gotta make sure I can listen to this.
Yeah. Well, because you don't want to get invested in a band and like really get attached to their music and then realize they're a bunch of shitheads. You know?
Isn't that the worst part about music? Is that you learn that the people you looked up to are not the people you thought they were.
I feel like that's just true about everything. As you get older and like less naive, like you realize that like there's so much crap in the world.
Anytime humans are involved, you're gonna have some.
Yeah, and I've learned
business.
I've learned that that's true in like the organizing and activism stuff too. Maybe even to a more degree, because I feel like we're supposed to be like the people look up to. So there's a lot more of an effort to like just cover up things and like push things to the side and whatever, and you don't even hear about it.
Oh yeah.
Like I was we had posted something about a like nationally renowned guy on our Facebook, whatever, and I got a message a couple days later. It was like, it's cool that you're, promoting this guy and the work that he's done and whatever, but I would not have him speak because he has like multiple allegations. People just don't talk about it. And I was like, God damn it.
Yeah, always.
It like follows you everywhere. Like there's just shit everywhere. Anyway.
What can you do though?
What can you do? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. Let's see. What else have I been listening to? I've been listening to that new Bad Luck album. It's pretty good.
Okay. Yeah, Zach said he was listening to that.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to check that out.
It's super good. It's called Drug Phase. And
shout out to Bad Luck.
Yeah,
we played with them. And did we play with them or did I just go to that?
They played
Dustin's basement.
Yeah, the 4S. Yeah, R.I.P.
4S.
Yeah. I'm listening to a band called City Mouth. Our friend Rick posted about them, and I looked them up, and they're pretty good.
I feel like I've heard that name, but I haven't listened to them.
They're pretty good. They got a drummer that's pretty good. I've been watching like her YouTube covers of like stuff, and then she also did like a playthrough of one of City Mouth's songs. I don't know. I've been digging that.
Oh, okay. I think I do remember seeing that video shared.
Yeah.
Her playing the drums.
Yep.
No Frankie Muniz, but
King Foil.
Does Frankie Muniz still tour with King's Foil?
I don't know. I'm gonna look.
I actually know this.
Are they still a band?
Zach says no.
I don't know if they're still a band, but I
I'm
don't
gonna
think
look.
they're in any bands anymore.
If he quit the band, I wouldn't be a band anymore. Personally.
King's Foil.
We looking it up. This is very unprofessional, Dan.
Yeah, we're
running a serious show here.
Last thing they put out was 2016, so I don't know.
I always wanted to be like a talk show host like David Letterman.
Yeah? Well, you're on your way. You're on podcast number 2.
Yeah, man. Episode 2. I don't have a nice suit. I got some rated PG merch, though.
Tell me about
Shout
that.
out.
What's up with that?
It's a podcast by my friend Pierre Gaitan on YouTube. He's a comic from Atlanta.
Nice.
Super hilarious.
Nice.
Yeah, there's a lot of good comics here in Atlanta. A lot of good local comedy shows.
Is Atlanta like the comedy capital of the world, or
It's not, but I think it's growing into one of them.
okay.
I think it's still kind of a young scene, and a lot of it's still very DIY. So,
Which is cool. It's kind of cool. I don't know. Maybe it's just like I don't know, like teenager that love DIY stuff.
yeah, I
in
feel
me,
right
but-
at home.
But like that seems, I don't know. It's cool to be kind of part of that stage of things where everything's DIY,
Yeah, I think so.
like you're pioneers.
I mean, you got Laughing Skull. That's a big one. You got the Punchline or whatever. But really, I saw Jeff Foxworthy at the Cobb Energy Center recently, and so
Yep.
you kind of jump from these small comedy clubs into the big amphitheater. And there's not really a in between, like a Funny Bone or something like that. I don't know. A lot of good stuff, though. A lot of places don't have the bustling comedy scene that we have here in Atlanta.
Do you think it's just like a kind of an I don't know, entertainment like meta scene? You know, like it's
definitely an artistic scene, like different.
like it's all related.
A couple of the guys in the Atlanta scene, I guess, have moved on to New York City or LA or whatever.
Is that where the comedy is?
That's where it was. I think. I don't know. I like Atlanta. You know, I like the city. I like the suburbs, and I don't really want to move to New York City or LA if I don't have to, because I can go on tour all day long. But as far as living somewhere goes, I like it here.
Yeah, I mean, it's as far as like big cities go, it's not the most expensive.
Yeah, it's still relatively cheap, and I think prices are gonna go up too. So.
Oh yeah, well, especially around where me and you live in South Cobb.
Yeah, Marietta.
Close to the stadium. We're like 10 minutes away.
But I don't own this house, so this is just a rental.
Yep. I own a house. Kind of. I mean, the bank owns most of it, but
And they're taking it back.
yeah, they might someday. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I always get fired up about how property taxes went up after the stadium was built.
Oh, yeah. Well, when we get our $1,000 from Andrew Yang, it won't matter.
There you go.
Just get that bag.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I haven't done all my research on him, but the fact that he's preaching the basic income gospel makes me happy.
Dan has been talking about the universal basic income since like we started this band back in 2011. He's been saying universal basic income is a good idea, and we all thought he was crazy.
But now it's a mainstream idea.
But I don't know. It's not the craziest idea when you think of the amount of social programs we already have.
Right.
That don't work.
Right. Exactly. And so like how I got introduced to it was, I mean, do you want to talk about this? Is this cool?
For the next 5 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, so how I got introduced to this was kind of from the libertarian side of things. So it was like, we have all these wasteful programs and we're going to make them more efficient because we like smaller, more efficient government. We like, less expensive government.
Of course.
And so there's more than one concept of universal basic income, but the one that, I think he's promoting is that one where you replace a lot of the individual programs that we have, like the social safety nets that we have, and you replace it with one system that covers everybody. And yeah.
By getting that bag.
Yeah.
Everybody gets a bag. Yeah, I'm not an expert on this subject.
I mean, to be fair, I'm not either. Both of us are college dropouts.
Yep. I'm not ashamed to admit that.
I'm not either. I mean,
I think college is a scam.
I
don't
think
know.
so too.
It's great if you are going to college for something you want to do, like you're already passionate about something.
But they expect us to know what we want to do right after high school, and like,
yeah, I don't know.
19-year-old Dan had no idea what the fuck they wanted to do.
Maybe I could have took better advantage of like the counselors and stuff, but
I did. I talked to my counselor all the time.
Really? Yeah.
Didn't help.
I was never good at signing up for classes either. Like, I like to push things off to the last minute. So I would come around time I got to sign up for classes or I'm not going to get any and all the classes are full. So I got to sign up for whatever now. And I don't
Just
know.
whatever's left.
Yeah, just couldn't do it. It felt like a fraud the whole time.
Yeah. I agree. And then like the other thing for me is like I was working for my dad, who's a CPA, and I was kind of like in a way like helping these people who were like twice my age run their businesses. And then I would go to like algebra class.
Yeah.
I was like, there's a disconnect here. Like, I don't know.
Hey man, doesn't hurt to learn some math.
Yeah. I mean, in the accounting industry, we have calculators that do all that shit. So.
Yeah. I don't know. Could have been an engineer.
Yeah. That sounds boring, though.
Yeah, it does sound boring.
I'd rather play music.
Yeah. One pays better, but the other is more rewarding.
Maybe. I don't know.
Nah, I'm just kidding. I don't want all the engineers to get mad at me out there. There's a lot of comics that go to Georgia Tech, so.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, because I guess it's right there in the city, and that's a lot of the open mics are down there in the city, so.
That makes sense.
A lot of Georgia State students, Georgia Tech students.
Mm-hmm. Nice. So you got a lot of like supposedly like highly intelligent comics, maybe?
You would hope. Not always. But it's cool. Anyway.
Yeah.
We're about 30 minutes in here, so.
All right.
We can wrap it on up.
Cool.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man.
Thanks for letting me ramble.
When are your shows again?
I got April 18th. That's at Connect Live with Like Mike. I got April 26th. I'm actually going to do this out of order, but April 26th in Chattanooga at The Spot. That's with Fairshake. And then April 16th is the Biplus Georgia Karaoke Takeover at Mary's.
Hell yeah. Dan Wilson, everybody.
Yep.
Thank you, man.
Thanks for having me.